My main role here is to thank and commemorate the extraordinary work of the lawyers and law firms who have helped the Legal Action Project over the years. We honor these lawyers because they wouldn't stand for it when a mother and father in Berkeley, California one day got that dreaded knock on the door and were told that they'd lost their 15-year-old son in an unintentional shooting. They wouldn't stand for it when a 7-year-old was killed in Philadelphia, or a police officer in North Carolina, a painter in Juneau, Alaska, a teenage girl in Salt Lake City, or a graduate student in Indiana. All were victims of irresponsible gun companies who didn't care enough where their guns ended up. These lawyers understood that each of these tragic stories, all of them, by the way, cases that lawyers on the honor roll worked on or are working on alongside Legal Action Project lawyers, each is emblematic of a far larger problem. In the 20 years since the Legal Action Project was established, over 1.3 million people here in America have been shot. More than 600,000 have been killed by gunfire. But as commonplace as it is, gunfire is not like the rain or the wind. It's not a natural phenomenon. It's caused by man and can be stopped by man. Other countries have figured it out. It's preventable. These lawyers have understood that all of these shootings could have been prevented if only a gun manufacturer or dealer cared about the consequences of its actions. These lawyers have dedicated their skills to making gun companies pay for the damage that their guns do, so they won't see guns as just profit. And then they'll become part of the solution to gun violence instead of such a large part of the problem. It works. After that knock on the door, and we brought a lawsuit for the 15-year-old boy killed in Berkeley, gun companies began installing some life-saving safety devices like built-in locks into their guns that could have prevented that young boy's death. Gun dealers we have sued have agreed to change their business practices. Even dealers who just read about our cases have decided to change their way of doing business to make it more difficult for criminals to get guns. The members of the honor roll have understood what all of us here know, that you can make a difference, that you can save lives, and you can bring meaning to those lives already lost. And that despite the best efforts of our champions, principled leaders like Dick Durbin and Carolyn McCarthy, our gun policy is insane in this country. And still, the gun makers' lobby uses its vast resources to try to strip away the minimal gun laws that we have. Especially now, after 5 justices of the U.S. Supreme Court have found in the Second Amendment a private right to arms unrelated to a well-regulated militia. Though the right recognized by the court in the Heller case was narrow, as Senator Durbin pointed out, the gun lobby and gun criminals are already using it to try to strike down gun laws across the country. In recent months, the gun lobby has sued to strike down gun laws from Washington, D.C. to Pennsylvania to California. And the Legal Action Project has been called upon to defend those laws. We're here because if you've driven past the towering NRA headquarters in Virginia, you know we can't match the gun lobby dollar for dollar. But with your help and the legal talent on this honor roll, we can defeat them in the courts. Over the years, together with Legal Action Project attorneys, the lawyers and law firms on the honor roll have helped defend federal gun laws and local city ordinances from attacks by the gun lobby. We've helped seek justice for victims shot with negligently sold handguns, military-style assault weapons, guns made from parts kits, guns without life-saving safety features. We've helped cities try to recover the costs of gun violence and forced gun companies to act responsibly to prevent criminals from getting guns. We filed briefs that were cited in the U.S. Supreme Court and battled gun industry lawyers in far-flung state courthouses. We've won precedent-setting victories in appeals courts in Indiana and Ohio, New Mexico, and New Jersey. We've tried cases before juries in New York, Florida, California, and elsewhere. And we've won great victories. Even in our defeats, we've achieved some good. And we faced obstacles, such as legal protections for the gun industry, but we've overcome them. Today, we're more active and more committed than ever, and we need and appreciate your support more than ever.